it is a good thing, especially if it can help to create black male media. Black male media does not exist, and how it's going to exist. Black men ran by black men for black men.
The beginning of this video is from a stream from Bernard Riley's channel. Shout out to Bernard Riley. And he's talking to Obsidian, Jessica X, and he's talking to Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. And what Kevin Samuels is talking about in this particular stream is the need, the importance of black male media, which he explains here.
Guys, it has to happen some way. And if we don't start taking control of our own image and how we're presented to the world, we will continue to be caricatured like Birth of a Nation, like Color Purple, and everything else.
Here, Kevin Samuels elaborates his point by speaking about the color purple.
But in the 80s, this was a hot debate when this came out. There were theaters that did not want to show it because of the fear of because they did not want to make black men look bad. This was hotly debated in Hollywood and the black media at the time. But unfortunately, what happened? It was greenlit because black male concerns were kind of, yeah, it's only a movie. It's not going to have that impact. But look at where we are now.
They want to sit around and talk about these black men ain't nothing. These black men ain't that. But they ain't shit. Cause in the last 30 years to 35 years, black men ain't even been in the house to raise them. So how y'all gonna talk about these young black boys ain't nothing when you sorry the one raised them the last 30 years? So if they ain't shit, you the motherfucker one raised them where they ain't. So how you gonna talk about a man? You hold the one throwed us out for welfare to get an apartment free or to get benefits. Instead of y'all want to sit at home and listen at the black man work with a black man with partnership. The shit ain't over. Y'all making it over. The black man, we participate in our children, PTA meet, school. We do still the same. But these hoes don't want us in the house. They want to kick us out because they want to go trick with this nigga, that nigga, and then put us down talking about we don't love our kids and all that. I love my kid, and when these hoes say I don't love my kid, go down one of my 3 baby mama and ask me if I'm a deadbeat daddy. Cause I'm gonna tell you how I feel about you black hoes. I love black women, Jamaican black, Spanish black.
When Kevin Samuels speaks about black male media, this is a perfect example of it. Generally speaking, this story or this gentleman would be classified as a deadbeat father. Now, I'm not saying it's wise to have 3 babies with 3 baby mothers, but he's clearly taking care of his children, or he wants to, and the difficulty is not with him not trying to take care of his kids. The issue is the mothers of the children. And generally speaking, this kind of man would be labeled a deadbeat dad, and you would never hear his side of the story. But now you get to hear the side of the story, and you can see a lot of frustration. Frustration in that he is not being able to parent the way he would like to, not because he's not a good father, but because the mothers of the children are obstructing his effort to do so. That represents a new narrative, a new norm. The black male voice is getting out unedited, unfiltered, and it's having an effect that many people did not think it would have.
Do you think a Color Purple could be green-lit and hit today without having no, it couldn't happen because now black men finally have a voice, as small as it is.
Look at the comments that people had underneath this video on Instagram. Single mother households produce 80% of the world's prison population. This man has 3 kids by 3 women. He is not in any of the households. Make it make sense. Now that's the original narrative. Watch how people responded. All 3 of the women picked him. So what does that say about the women? We don't know the history of his relationships. This is what happens when people hear the full story. It's not he was just a toxic guy. There's actually another side of it. Modern women are raising sons to be the type of men that they wouldn't even want. Women are raising these young men with that toxic feminine energy. This brother didn't lie. He's pissed off, and I understand, but he told the whole truth. Here, Bernard Riley gives a fantastic example of how the black male voice has power.
I'm forgetting her name because I don't keep up with celebrities. Like Meg Thee Stallion got shot in the foot by the rapper she was dating. She threw out a bunch of word salad on Twitter about black women not being protected and the inner hurt and this or that before everybody would have co-signed, patted her on the head, and massaged her bullshit. Now, them comment sections, they let her have it. And you can't tell me that the black manosphere don't got a lot to do with that. Because now, when people put out bullshit, the black manosphere is on the front line. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
I would say don't let anybody shame you, fellas, about where you plan to go or what you need to do to find whatever piece you're looking for. Go get it. And don't apologize to nobody for it. Find
exactly.
it.
Exactly. Yeah. SYSBM, because we all we got.
This is from Dr. Tieson Johnson's latest stream, and he is echoing the sentiments that we heard from Kevin Samuels 3 summers ago. The black male voice, when heard uninterrupted, is a voice that's necessary to be heard. He continues here.
Matter of fact, I've been telling people for the longest, the first passport bros I ever saw were out of the conscious community, coming back with African wives back in the 80s.
Yep.
These are the ones teaching black studies courses. So in as much as you got cats like that telling you that the passport bros is a problem and it's ridiculous, ask them where his wife is from. And those cats are conscious about why they got on those planes to find those wives. Don't let them bullshit you. They went through everything you've gone through. They've been divorced, raped. They've been stood up on dates. They've had women take their money and use them. They've been manipulated into providing for kids that weren't theirs, and then they were tossed aside at the first chance she got the monkey branch. They've gone through all of it. They jumped on a plane, went to Zimbabwe, went to Ethiopia,
South Africa, Tanzania. And
then came back with a wife.
You hear the power of the black male voice being expressed here by Dr. Tieson Johnson, Green Gorilla, and BJ Zibmore. And in the comment section, there was one comment that pointed to what happens when people get an opportunity. You hear the black male voice heard uninterrupted and unedited, straight from the horse's mouth. I think the best has yet to come to the table. I, 38 years old, had a Russian girl come up to me and ask me if I was married, and we chatted over coffee. I had my Hispanic neighbors ask me to dinner to meet their nieces, 25 to 27. I had a lady from Colombia tell me to pick my favorite dish so she could bring it over to cook, 31. I had a Japanese girl who doesn't speak English that well spark a conversation and use Google Translate. Point being that the smart women are finding a black man and willing to work to keep him. Whether it's the conversation in the comments or the stream that this comment is reacting to with Dr. Tieson Johnson, BGS Ibmore, and Green Gorilla, or even Kevin Samuels speaking, or even gentlemen getting their points of view out, like this particular Instagram post, what happens when we have our voices heard unedited is that we have an opportunity to shape our present, our existence from our own mouths. And it's something that gives us not only a power to show the world who we are, but for us to exchange words that help each other. And even in my position, someone who's been expatriated for several decades, I can explain some of the things that I've learned from my point of view and do my small contribution to a great group of black men finally controlling our own narrative. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.